What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Banter Ball podcast. I am your wonderful host this week. I am Kyle. I'm along with my friends here, Korey and Brennan. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
What's up, Kyle? I'm great, man. Living life, back in the swing of things at Penn State.
Heck yeah.
First week of the spring semester, chilling.
I don't know. I'm personally not doing great. I was pretty excited to not have to see Brennan's face for this entire video because his camera wasn't working, but now it's working, so I'm doing significantly worse.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was very excited not to be able to hear Korey once again because his mic wasn't working, but you gotta live with that. Anyways,
right. Bantering aside, get it? That's very funny. Let's get right into it. I got a lot of good questions here, hopefully.
Do you have the timers? Do you know your timers?
Oh, that is a very, very good
That's
point
like 3 weeks in a row that whoever's been modding was like, oh, let's just not have the timers ready.
Well, I would have had the timers ready until I realized that I was using my phone to record.
That was
podcast.
What my issue was. Whenever we did the Canadian episode, I was like, I don't have my timers either because we're recording.
So we get 30 minutes for the entire thing, correct?
25.
25? Jesus, okay. 25 for the entire thing, and then we each get 30 if we agree.
If we no. You get 35 if you disagree. You get a minute if you agree, and then if you disagree, you get a minute 30 to debate.
Awesome. Thank you
debate, agree.
Telling me my job. All right.
Debate. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? You sure about
that? I'm 100% sure.
All right.
I will start the timer, 25-minute timer, once I finish the first question. All right. So I'll start with the NFL. And the question I will ask is, which wildcard team in those seeds 5 to 7, so the teams going on the road this week, have the best chance of winning their respective games? Go.
My chat is not currently chatting the right way.
That's not very good.
That's not.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. We have a disagreement. Brennan.
All right.
Brennan went first, so I'll give you your 35 now.
All right, so I chose the Browns, and there were a couple teams I had in mind. I thought about choosing the Rams for this, but ultimately I chose the team that was coming in the most hot. Joe Flacco has a lot of playoff experience. The Texans are still a young team, and the Browns already beat them this year. I know C.J. Stroud wasn't playing in that game, but in a career, Joe Flacco, he's 10-5 in the playoffs. The defense is the number 1 in the league, and that's why I think the Browns can win.
All right. Well, you didn't quite use all your time there, but
I thought you said that was it.
I said 10
Did
seconds.
you? Okay. All right. Well, I could have kept going, but no, Korey, go. I covered most of the points I needed.
I said the Eagles. I mean, record-wise, the most gap in favor of a wild card team is the Eagles over the Buccaneers, and I think skill-wise that's the same thing as well. I feel comfortable with that because the Eagles have kind of been blowing up their own team the past couple of weeks. Their problems have been coming from themselves, not really from their opponents. So if they can get things together, it's going to be okay. I prefer an injured Jalen Hurts over an injured Baker Mayfield anyway. So I think that'll be good for them.
Alrighty, so both of you chose the 5 seeds in the AFC and the NFC. So let's see if we can get a reconciliation here on a minute 30.
All right. Okay. First of all, the Eagles have been playing like dog water, bro. They are awful, and I that's the big reason. Like they're 1-5 in the last 5 games. I have no confidence in this team right now.
For me, the reason why I say the Eagles is not because I like them better than the Browns. It's the question is who's most likely to win their first round matchup, and I just don't see Tampa Bay winning at all. I mean, I could see Houston winning.
Tampa Bay has a healthy team. They have a healthy team. Philadelphia's defense hasn't been playing well. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, that deep vertical offense. I think Baker Mayfield, he's played well in the playoffs before.
Baker Mayfield
I think
is
that
banged
continues
up right now. Baker Mayfield
so is Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown is hurt too. I
definitely see where you're coming
40
from.
Seconds.
I'm going to go ahead and let's talk about which wild card team you think is the best wild card team. Do you think it's the Browns?
I think
so you got the Browns, you got the Dolphins, Steelers.
Dolphins are good.
I I could see the Rams. I think the Rams are arguably the hottest wild card team in the league right now. And honestly, if you want to reach a compromise with the Rams, I think that was going to be my second choice here. That I think the Rams have a legitimate chance of beating the Lions.
I think that the Rams are probably the best team in the wild card.
I could get behind that. There's a definite argument there. So you Rams over the Lions then? You going with that?
Yeah. Right, well, I don't think they're going to beat the Lions, but I agree that they are the best team.
So I guess you guys kind of had a different question at the end of there, and you answered it the same. So I guess that's the point.
Yes, sir.
So let me go ahead and cross this right off of my little document. So let's go to the NBA. Let's go to
here we go.
Let's go to this first question I have here. Has the seemingly infinite well of the Golden State Warriors dried up? Is this the official end of their dynasty? Not doing too well. I don't think they're in the play-in at this point. I think they're 11.
No, they're not. They're the 14th seed.
They're the 12th seed.
Yeah, they're not doing great.
I think we have the same answer here.
Yeah, the same answer.
Okay, I'll give you guys a minute then.
All right. So my reasoning behind it was they still have Steph Curry, and he's still playing at an elite level. So as long as you have Steph Curry, you're going to be somewhat competitive. I mean, they're only 3 games under 500 right now. Granted, they have been playing horrible the last couple of games, but as long as you still have Steph Curry, as long as he's still performing at a elite level, you're going to have that success.
Honestly, we kind of have different, complete opposite approaches to this similar answer. I think, no, they still have a little bit left. But I think the reason why they have a little bit left is because they still have young guys. Like Moody and Kuminga are both 21 years old. That rookie they've got that they're giving a lot of minutes right now, he's a good shooter. He's pretty solid. But the question is, do they want to ride out Curry's career, which I agree with you, is that he is declining. He still has talent. As long as they have him, they could do things. But I think it is declining. Do they want to pivot to going full young, which I don't think is going to win them games, or do they want to die out that way? So they have to make that choice.
I think.
All right.
I think they're choosing to go full young. Everyone's on the trade block except Curry.
That's a minute, gentlemen. So have we kind of come to a reconciliation here?
We did.
Agree.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you gave us a minute.
So from the start, you gave us the minute.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Come on, Kyle.
Come on, Kyle.
Let's continue.
Come on, KP.
All right. Let's bounce back to the NFL. Who is your guys' rookie or offensive rookie of the year? And I got two gentlemen in mind. I have 2 gentlemen in mind. I would not.
Why wasn't the chat working? Here we go. Let me make sure I type his name out correctly. It's the same as Korey's. We agree.
Oh,
okay, good.
You guys have a minute.
Yeah. Good. So it's down to CJ Stroud and Puka Nakua.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless I'm delusional.
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, I said CJ Stroud.
As did Brennan.
Do you want to take this first?
Yeah, I can talk about it. For me, I mean, both are setting records. Puka Nakua is actually breaking. He broke a record for receiving yards by a rookie. CJ Stroud is 3rd in passing yards by a rookie. But for me, I think CJ Stroud's is actually making more of an impact for Houston 100%. Than Nakua's 100%. Is for the Rams, because Nakua is just kind of giving what's his face a break is kind of what they're doing. They're giving
exactly. That's basically what I said. That's basically what I said. CJ Stroud, he's the quarterback. He led his team to the playoffs in his rookie year. I mean, I'm sure Puka Nakua is in the playoffs.
Completely flipped around the team.
Yeah. Completely changed the trajectory of the Houston Texans franchise. Puka Nakua, I mean, he still is in the playoffs. His team made the playoffs, a large part due to him, but you still have Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams came onto the scene this year, and Matthew Stafford still playing at a high level.
It comes down to impact, and we agree.
I agree. I think
CJ Stroud for sure. I would have agreed with both of you if both of you said Stroud, both of you said Nakua. I think those are both great answers.
They're both deserving. It's just I think Stroud has had a bigger impact on this team.
That's fair. We'll go to hockey. I love me some hockey. So NHL. I think it's Cutter Gauthier. Had a clear rift with the Gauthier. Sorry, had a clear rift with the Flyers and their head coach and any of the higher ups in the organization. He got drafted last year, I believe 5th overall. In a situation like this, which is really rarely seen in anywhere in professional sports, should drafted athletes, especially those who are drafted highly, have the right to refuse playing for one team over another for any sort of reason? It's a very, very thick question, but I think it's a good one. And we got a yes and no, so let me go ahead and open my phone again. I'll let Korey go first.
Okay, so I was the one that said yes, and the reason why is because that's how every other aspect of professional sports operates. Meaning this, NHL players get paid by their team, not by the NHL directly. The league takes the role of the industry, and the team is the employer. In any other industry, if I do not agree with the values of my employer, I do not have to sign the contract with that employer, no matter how hard they're trying to pursue me to sign me on. So he shouldn't have to do that in this situation.
Okay. That's a fair little explanation there. Let's go ahead and let's let Brennan have the stage here.
Okay, so I said no, and honestly, it was partly because I misread the question a little bit. I thought it was at that stage of their career. If you got drafted last year and you've never even touched the National Hockey League stage, I don't want to hear you complaining about being drafted to a certain team. I don't want to hear you complaining about being on a team. The Flyers are actually doing very well right now. I don't know why they had this falling out, but you should just be grateful you got drafted to a team that's performing right now. I think we can reach a compromise, though, Korey.
All right. Okay, then let's reach a compromise. You guys got
so all right.
To me, I think you're ignoring that if he's working for the Flyers, he's working for their organization and working for whatever corporate sponsors they have and stuff, and he's like that, all of those morals and all of those beliefs from that organization matter just as much, if not more, than just winning. Oh, if you're on a winning team, you should play.
No, I
disagree with that.
What? So I originally like I said, I mistook the question for it being like at that stage of the career. Later on in your career, if you're a veteran in the league and you don't like what's going on and like everything Korey said, then sure, you can request a trade and get out of there. I mean, we've seen many athletes do it.
As a rookie, he's not allowed to have an opinion.
I mean, he can have an opinion, but he shouldn't be able to force his way out as a rookie.
Bro,
he's too young in the league. He hasn't earned the credibility or the respect to be able to do that yet. I got to see you
to disagree, to not want to.
He got traded though.
Look, if I am fifth grade, if I'm a fifth grade,
you got to be able to deal with that.
Listen,
if you hate your fifth grade teacher, you can't just drop out of the class.
If I'm a fifth grade teacher and I'm getting a hiring request from some white supremacist elementary school, I don't have to sign the contract with them because I don't agree. If I don't agree with the Philadelphia Flyers,
this is a really extreme example. I'm sure the Philadelphia Flyers are fine.
The way the NHL operates,
they obviously have a good contract.
If I don't want to sign the contract with that team, I don't have to. I should still be allowed to work in the NHL.
Right. I don't think that is an agreement whatsoever. So how many points is that? 3, I believe, that we were up to?
Yes. Yeah, that's 3. We're at 3.
Okay. Well, no agreement there, but I thought that was an interesting question. All right, let's go back to the NBA. And this is pretty ironic since the Bucks just beat the Celtics, but I still think this is a fair question. The Bucks have been struggling defensive recently, and they could certainly use a guy like Drew Holiday to shore up that defense. Will the Bucks end up regretting sending him out in the Damian Lillard trade, or no? All right, let's see our contestants.
I don't
know. That was an accident.
I don't know.
Okay, and we have an agreement, so you guys have 1 minute. Go right ahead.
All right, Korey, I'll let you take this beginning NBA guy.
We both said no, and for me, it's like if you're regretting sending out Drew Holiday in the trade, that means you're regretting the trade because that's the only way that trade was going to happen anyway. And that Celtics game is exactly why that trade was made. They have the offensive power. They still have defensive power. Like they completely shut down the Celtics in that game. They still have Lopez. They still have Giannis. They can still make things happen. And if anything, this trade has really set like a better timeline for the Bucks for them to win because it directly caused the contract extension to be signed by Antetokounmpo. They're not regretting anything.
20 seconds.
No, not at all. I mean, what did I have here? They're still balling out. I mean, Dame is still a top point guard in the league. He's averaging 25 points a game. And this is a really offensive league. And now, teams are shifting more in offense. And there are a lot of high-powered offenses in the East. And it's easy to keep up with those offenses instead of trying to limit them from scoring because it's just ultimately going to happen.
All right, gentlemen. So we come to agreement on that. I still think that's a fair question. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you're not mad having Damian Lillard, but you may be mad.
Yeah, it's just for me.
You can always go out. I mean, the Bucks are a contender. They can go out and they can get a solid defensive player
And I just don't think that Drew Holiday instead of Damian Lillard is really changing their championship aspirations that much. All that this has really done impact-wise is made Giannis commit to the team because now he has that contract extension.
Gentlemen, if you want to win here, I would assume that you want to continue here. Let's go to the NFL.
I'm feeling comfortable.
I'm feeling
good
too.
I believe 4 or 5. Okay, let's jump to the NFL here, and the first one right up on the board. I said, having the first pick overall in the 2024 draft, the Bears have a huge decision to make a quarterback. Should they stick with their guy, Justin Fields, or draft a quarterback? If so, which one? I'm assuming we might have a similar answer here, but still a good thought experiment. Oh.
No.
Is that your one from – no, it's –
you agreed.
I do.
Right.
I do.
All right, so you guys
I'm shocked you agreed.
Did you not see my messages in the group chat the other night?
I did.
Okay. All right. Well,
we agreed to stick with Justin Fields, which is not really the most common answer.
No. I think what he's done in the past couple of games has shown that he's the franchise guy, and I mean that he has his entire team behind him. He has the coaching staff behind him. He even has the fans behind them. After another disappointing year in Chicago, you just gotta keep Justin Fields around. You know, you have the first overall pick. Go take Marvin Harrison. Get more weapons around him. He has a coach, which I think is coming back for the first time in his career. Exactly. He's going to have the same coach for a second consecutive season.
The other thing to consider is that Marvin Harrison, he's going to make an impact because he's giving Justin 100%. Fields another person to throw to. And we've seen a lot of quarterbacks in the last few years get drafted number 1 and kind of set their team back, not make an impact. We haven't seen we haven't seen a legendary talent go number 1 as a quarterback in a long time here. I would stick with Fields and guarantee the improvement from Marvin Harrison.
So would you guys trade the number 1 overall pick to like a team in second or third or fourth?
So my thought process behind this is you got to know what the Washington Commanders are going to do. If they're going to move on from Sam Howell, then yes, absolutely, I would trade that pick. But if they're sticking with Sam Howell, I'll be kind of weird because who's the Bears' number 1 target right now should be Marvin Harrison. And who else are the Bears going to take? Or not the Bears, the Commanders going to take with that pick if they're not going quarterback. So it ultimately comes down to what I mean, Joel Olu, I don't know if they're really going that. I mean, Olu's maybe a top 5 pick, but I don't know if he's going number 2 overall. But that's what I do.
You guys agree that's 5 points at this point?
Yes, sir.
Let's
5 points.
Jump to our lone baseball question. Which division in the MLB right now is currently the most contested heading into next year? So that means our audience. Which one is the kind of the closest right now? I have an answer from Brennan.
Brennan, my chat is not working again.
Oh, no. That's not very good.
That's not great. You just want to say yours out loud, Corey?
You can. There it is. All right, well, we have the same answer.
That's an obvious one. This is a no-brainer.
It's so obvious. Yeah.
It's the AL East.
AL East.
The AL East almost set the record for the most winningest division of all time. They had like a 55.2% win percentage as a team, as a full division, and now the Yankees got better.
Dude, they all got better. I mean, the Orioles are going to get better because their players are so young. They're going to continue to develop and show why they're all-stars.
The Rays are still good.
The Rays are still good. Blue Jays are good. The Yankees got better. The Red Sox, I mean, that's the one wild card in the division, but even at their worst, they're still like an around 500
The fact
team.
that the Yankees got so much better, though, and the Yankees were 4th in that division last year, they got so much better.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to keep up with the East.
Heated one. It's going to be a heated one.
The other option I had here was the NL Central, but that's kind of like really
10 seconds.
It's just on the opposite end. Like the AL East, you have all the high-end talent. The NL Central is just...
It's like
it's
kind
a
of okay.
It's
you don't know what's going to happen.
You know, but no, it's definitely the AL East. For sure.
Minutes up. Do you guys want to have any hot takes of who's going to win that division right now, or
I'm gonna say Yankees right now.
I'm gonna say the Orioles.
Okay.
Just because I don't really know what's going to happen, and it's like just feels right to say the Orioles. So
I'm gonna go Yankees. I mean, yeah.
All right, we're moving along pretty swiftly here. Let's go back to the NBA here. Victor Wembanyama just became the youngest player ever to score a triple-double, and he only did it in 21 minutes. That being said, are the Spurs relying on him a little too much this season? Should they be looking to add a notable playmaker going either into the trade deadline or through next season in free agency?
No question mark.
No?
See, he's unsure. He's unsure that it.
No, I'm saying no, duh.
I don't know.
As in yes? So
as in yes, as in no, as in no.
Okay. As in no, they're not.
Okay. Brennan go first. Let's let Brennan go first too.
Look, I mean, there's really no one. I mean, I looked at the Spurs depth chart in the roster. There's really no one that stood out outside of Wembanyama on there. And what's their record right now? They have like 6 wins all year. They're relying too much on the rookie. And I mean, that's understandable, right? You just drafted him. You weren't expected to compete this year. But go out, go into the offseason, get another player, get some more players around Wembanyama, and build for the future. That's really all it is. I mean, it's his rookie year. They got him. They're getting him eased into the league. All right. It's just
the question that Kyle asked was, should they go to the trade deadline or sign people in the free agency? No, they should keep drafting and make things work. This is a first-year player. We're seeing what's happening in Orlando with Paolo Banchero. Last year, the Magic still sucked, and now the Magic are doing really good. We're seeing how the Indiana Pacers are doing after last year not adjusting Tyrese Halliburton very well and now doing really well. We're seeing how the Thunder are doing with several teams or several picks that they had. If it's going to work with Victor Wembanyama, you just need that year, that one more year.
Okay.
So
we got a disagreement here.
I think we're agreeing because Kyle did say the trade market, and I was like, no, not at all. And I do agree with you that they just need to continue to draft players more and more. But you got to sign, and I'm not saying they need to go out and sign like a superstar free agent player. I'm saying like maybe a B tier type player. Get some veterans around Wembanyama and just build more depth.
Yeah, and I agree, and we can count that as an agreement. But before we finish, I just want to disagree with you saying that the Spurs don't have any other talent. They've got Jeremy Sohan, they've got Keldon Johnson, they have Devin Vassell. Those are really good players. Aren't
they in the mix for DeJounte Murray right now? Or I feel like I've never seen that.
DeJounte Murray was already on the Spurs. He was on the Spurs.
I understand that, but I saw that they may want to trade.
They should not do that.
If they want him, I'm not worried about it. They have what's his name? Freaking Trey Jones. Trey Jones is a good playmaker, good ball handler.
No, right,
he's just not getting as good.
They're players. Those are players that I don't trust in your starting 5 for almost 82 games in the season. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying you're getting development because all of those guys are young. Mm-hmm. So just wait for those to develop. I don't think we need to sign some stunning free agent right now.
No, that's what. I didn't. And in my notes, I didn't have any stunning free agents. I just had a couple of solid veterans that can help.
So I agree with you.
Round out.
But Jeremy Sohan, and Keldon Johnson are really good players. So and Champagne, that guy's gonna ball too.
Okay. So I think we have some conciliation there. I think that's
we did 7. Okay,
so you guys got right along here.
We're on a roll. We gotta change this format because we're getting too agreeable.
Yeah. Let's go back to the NFL here. Which head coaching vacancy is most enticing heading into next year? In other words, which team, if you were a coach, would you like to coach?
Oh, we disagree.
Oh.
Okay. We have a disagreement here. We have.
But it won't let me type in the chat though. There we go.
Come on, Korey. Get that chat working, man.
All right, we'll let Brennan go first.
All right. I said the Chargers, and the one reason I said the Chargers was because of Justin Herbert. There is no other team that I believe that has a head coaching vacancy that has a franchise and superstar quarterback like the LA Chargers do. If you're taking that job, I mean, there are a couple of challenges that go along with it. You're a little bit in cat misery right there, but you have Justin Herbert. All right, and that's all you need to really be a successful team. You have key pieces on the defense. Maybe get rid of Khalil Mack, but you still have Bosa. You're going to have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. You have a pretty solid team, and with the right coach, I think they can be successful.
All right. Korey, go right ahead.
Okay, I took a slightly different approach, and I think this is why we might be able to come to an agreement on it. I said the Seahawks because that sounds like a blast to be coaching the Seahawks right now. They have a super competitive division going on, and they have a ton of offensive weapons. And they have a franchise and a front office that clearly supports their staff and has been supporting their coach for years and doing a really good job making smart trades, smart decisions. It's like that's an organization I want to be a part of, and it's in a competitive division. Like that sounds like a fun team to be coaching and a fun thing to be a part of.
All right. Right at your time. So, gentlemen, you guys have a minute and 30.
Yeah. So I thought about Seahawks originally.
Success-wise, I think Chargers is one of the easiest ones to step into.
Yeah.
But I would rather go.
So you saying that you personally would want to go to
me personally would love. Okay. Wouldn't it be fun to go into with DK Metcalf and like. Oh man, and
it would. I'm concerned they're a bit on the older side though. The defense is a bit questionable. But I mean,
I feel like I would feel so assured
but do you think
empowered by the organization and the fan base to be like?
I mean, the fan base.
In
dude, I don't know about the fan base. They booed Russell Wilson when he came back to Denver.
I'm a coach. I'm not a quarterback.
I know, but do you think the reason they were so supportive was because Pete Carroll had this lighthearted attitude? He was always motivated, and that he was successful. He won a Super Bowl there. Do you think that's why the vibes were so high?
I mean, sure. I agree, but I mean, they can trust that that's going to be left with me, the greatest coach of all time.
I can get behind. I can agree that you would like to go to Seattle.
You can agree that I personally
would like to go to Seattle. Hey, he agreed with me. He agreed with me on the Chargers for success. So I'll agree.
Well, there's some other teams that are easier to succeed in, though.
Not Tennessee, not maybe Atlanta, but you need a quarterback.
I would like to coach Justin Herbert, but I don't know. There's some other teams that'll be hard. But I'll agree with you that it would probably be best talent-wise to be going to the Chargers.
Gentlemen, you guys have a minute left, so I'll give you this last question I have here.
All right, if we agree, then we only need one speed round.
Yep, in the NHL. Winnipeg Jets are currently at the top of the overall standings in the league.
We should agree with that.
Third right now, but that's very surprising for a lot of people. What is the main reason for such success this early, or about halfway into the season?
We should agree here.
I disagree with you, honestly.
Really?
I mean, it's good.
Well, I mean, I'm counting Hellebuck in this answer, but.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. All right.
That's the reason.
I literally just said Hellebuck.
Is that an agreement? Or am I just giving you guys?
Well, I said it before he responded, so I would count it. I would count it as because I have Connor Hellebuck.
Let's count it. Let's count it. Let's finish up our time talking about it.
I mean, if you allow goals, it goes through the goalie, right? That's defense, is it not?
I'm gonna give you guys a minute.
Okay.
So first of all, defense. I don't know how the rest of their defense operates because I don't watch a lot of hockey, and there isn't a very easy statistical way to be looking in to their defense that isn't Connor Hellebuck. But Connor Hellebuck is going crazy this year. He's got like a 92.3 saves percentage on 860 shots against him.
Yep.
He almost has 800 saves. He's doing great this year.
No, he is. He's doing fantastic. They're in the last 17 of their 18 games, they've only allowed 2 goals or less. All right. In the one game that they didn't allow 2 goals, it was in overtime against Montreal, and they allowed 3. All right. They're averaging 1.63 goals in 60 minutes of hockey this season per game. The last team to do this, the 2014 Los Angeles Kings, who went on to win a Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, it's the goals allowed, the least goals allowed in the league, and then that's what it is.
Especially on the defensive side, Mark Schifele, he's taken a step up after getting that contract, and Velarde and Lafalo also been balling out on the defense.
I still think Hellebuck is the biggest key thing.
No, I think it is too. He's playing out of his mind, but shout out to the defense.
Do you think he's going to be first team all NHL this year, or do you think he's going to lose it? It's close. It's close because they only took one goalie, right?
Who's it between him and was it Shesterkin? Or Sorokin?
I mean, there's other guys who are doing really good. I mean.
The guy in Los Angeles?
The Islanders guy isn't that bad.
Sorokin, Shesterkin, Vasilevsky.
You guys, I know you guys love hockey a lot, but we need to finish.
We're big hockey. We're big hockey supporters on Banter Ball.
Guys.
Yes.
So you guys have 9 points, and I have 3 speed round questions. So you gotta agree with one of them, and then you guys will win. So we'll go to one of the NBA games this year, and I said, who would be the first team to beat Boston at home this season, if at all? Could go 41-0 at home,
but don't we just say these?
Oh yeah, Nuggets.
Nuggets on Friday. Nuggets.
Yeah, I said that. Nuggets January 19th. Okay. Boom, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 10 points. We go crazy.
10 points.
Yes, sir. All day.
So easy.
All day we take those.
No punishment for this. That being said,
Nope.
we still do have to do that full group punishment.
It's a collective. It's a collective.
Exactly. So if you have any ideas on what kind of punishments we need to do, drop them in whatever comments you see this video on. If that's TikTok, Instagram, our Twitter account is going crazy.
Yes, it
and
is.
Then the YouTube, anything. Tell us how we're supposed to punish ourselves. We're going to do it at our season finale, which is going to be.
How many episodes are we going to in the season?
I think the way I was initially envisioning it was like we go through every like major sports event. So we go through the Super Bowl and then we start season 2.
Oh,
and then that'll be till like NBA finals.
And that sounds fair. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Well, that was episode, I think, 8 or 9.
8. 2 months. 2 whole months of Banter Ball.
Of the Banter Ball podcast. I've been your host, Kyle Pritchard. I'm a little dark with the lighting here, but that's fine. I am with my friends Korey and Brennan here. I don't know which side they'll be on, but I had a fun time, gentlemen.
What's up? Yes, sir.
Nice job getting the 10 points there. I'll see you guys next week. All righty.
Peace out.
Deuces. Sayonara.